Hi, everyone. It's Henry DeVries, Rainmaker TV, the show where we teach agency owners how to make it rain. So, how do you bring in the revenue? How do you find the right fit clients? And very excited for my guest today, the CEO of Office Beacon, Pranav Dalal. And when I met you, I've been very impressed with your model and your 20-year track history of helping agencies find new global talent and bringing them aboard with remote staffing. So, um, first off, thank you for being one of the keynote speakers at our Agency Rainmaker Forum, February 28th and March 1st at UC San Diego. So, thank you for doing that. Why don't you explain a little about who you serve at Office Beacon?
Well, thank you for inviting me today, Henry. Office Beacon is a company I started in 2001. We service essentially many different types of industries from SMB, mid-sized enterprise in over 18 different industries. We are in multiple countries, so India, the Philippines, Mexico, and South Africa. And the reason we do that is because many different industries require skill sets, and those skill sets are best served from specific countries. So, for example, ad agencies would definitely tap into our South Africa location because it's just a high degree of skill set there and marketing capabilities, video editing, copywriting, etc. And so we always look for global talent to be able to serve our customers in the best way possible.
I was talking at a forum of agency owners, and some were reporting um, with the remote staffing, and it's not just coders anymore. It's just not computer
Right.
programmers, and they were getting um, high caliber people with at half of what they were having to pay in the United States, and they said the talent that they were bringing on was upping everybody's game. And
Right.
since we're so much now, virtual and remote and hybrid, the old reasons to have somebody at a desk with a typewriter you could touch are not there anymore. So you've been around for over 20 years. Do you see this as an increasing trend?
Yes, absolutely. In fact, since COVID, what COVID taught the world about remote work, and so our job became a lot easier in terms of explaining, what remote work meant overseas in different countries. The trust factor with having employees in different countries, pretty much that trust factor is there with all clients and companies now. And the best part is it's borderless. And so traditionally, companies would look in their local area around their office, the city that they're in for the candidates that they needed. So they're sort of beholden to that market. And now, with a company like us, we're able to bring the world to those companies and the best talent from those regions. The cost factor, we over 24 years have been able to maintain very, very predictable pricing, pricing charts, price rates to our customers so that they can build it into their operational flow and their financial forecasts. One of the differentiators that we provide is essentially our employees go into office spaces in these different countries. So we're able to manage the work that's being done. We're able to ensure reliability of things that we take for granted here, like the internet connection. So we'll have multiple internet connections in each office, multiple hydro, so electricity sources, where it can be unstable in some of these countries. And then obviously making sure they're actually working because nighttime in some of these countries is daytime here. And so we want to make sure that the reliability factor is there. And so we've done a pretty good job at that. And since COVID, this whole opportunity of remote staff is just gonna get bigger and bigger.
In our 10 years, we've used remote staffing for graphic design out of India and market research out of the Philippines, and was always very pleased with the product. And and so the quality was always there.
Mhm.
Um, could you explain why the salary makes sense for both countries when you do it this way?
Absolutely. So salaries in different countries, obviously, I mean, that's what we call labor arbitrage. So there's a difference in salaries in, say, India versus the United States. Now, what we do as a company is we essentially make sure we're paying above market rate in the country we're operating in. So we're matching, cost of living, sort of the necessary expenses, and making sure that our employees have a very good standard of living. It's not going to be the cheapest price, but it's certainly not the highest. But ultimately, it provides our customers with an immediate ROI, usually around 50%. So, and our fees are flat rate, monthly rate that incorporate, all the benefits, corporate taxes, employment taxes, any of the other benefits that we're offering and have to offer in those countries. That also takes away a lot of liability from our clients, so they're not on the hook at all any point, or have any obligation for those employees to be responsible for all those payments. And so that's another added benefit, is just we're taking away that whole HR layer that our customers really appreciate. So ultimately, they're not only saving the actual dollar amounts, say 50%, but they're also saving on an HR administrative layer, which they would normally have in their company to manage, these types of employees that are under our work environment.
Yeah. So it's a win-win. It's
Mhm.
it's it's good for everybody. Um, Now, what do you do to make it rain? How do you find clients for Office Beacon?
So one of the ways that we've endeavored to do this over the last, say, so coming out of COVID, essentially, is we're big believers on meeting in person. So me personally, I'll be speaking to business groups 2, maybe 3 times a week, and each time there will be between 30 to 50 business owners there in attendance. I've partnered with different organizations, associations, to go and speak to their groups, work with folks like yourself, to spread the message. But we also have a very big lead generation engine that we've developed. So we're doing outreach to thousands of companies every single day. Um, that unique sort of messaging we have and the way we do our outreach, multi-touch points, digitally as well as through email and phone calls, basically generate about 80,000 to 100,000 new visitors to our website every single month. And so it's been a long process of developing this lead generation engine, but we do work with other entities as well, other customers, to bring the same process to them where it makes sense. And so essentially, I can predict without fail every month how many sales we're going to get, and actually every year we're able to predict it, and we can do so because of our proprietary process.
A predictable and sustainable lead generation machine. It's magic to hear it. It's music to my ears. Thank you so much. Thank
Yes.
you so much for visiting with us today, and we look forward to having you at the Agency Rainmaker Forum. And that's all the time we have for this week. So until next time, make it rain.